Hi guys, it's me, again, back with a video. Today we're talking about a topic that has been brewing in my mind a lot recently, and it has been for the last 10 years. Now today, as you can tell with the title, I'm going to be talking about the UK education system and why it's dog shit. Now I want to start off by saying primary school is the best part of education by a million miles. I don't know if it's because I had a sick primary school, like it was literally quality there. I didn't enjoy going, but it was because like it was school and you had to go and no, fuck off. But at the same time, like the shit they taught you, like it was just basic shit that you'd need in like later life. Like most of the shit at high school you don't need. That I'm just gonna set the tone by saying that because it's true. But yeah, primary school just sort of like gave you friends. It gave you like just like the best spots for playing a bit of hide and seek tig. You know what I mean? There wasn't much more to it than that. But I think the problem lies with high school. Now I can only really talk about my own year, really. Not the people, and obviously just like the way it works or worked when because they are changing it. All right. Now this video, you can decide in your head who you want it to be addressed to. I'd prefer you to address it to Michael Gove, the prick of all the MPs, the biggest prick out of all of them, because he's a massive twonk, and I'll tell you why right now. Exams, essentially, they're not examinations of how good you are at subjects, they're not examinations at how good you are at school, they're not examinations of how clever you are. Exams are examinations of how well you can remember pointless fucking facts in your head, and if you can recall them for that 2-hour exam or that 1-hour exam, then you've won the exam. That is it. School is meant to test and like rank kids, not rank kids, that sounds really immoral, but like rank kids on, I'm gonna say it anyway, all skills that you're gonna need in life, because the only skill you need in life is definitely not how to remember pointless fucking facts. Now every exam is you have to memorize something. Like, most of the time it's techniques, how to play the exam game. What a shit fucking phrase, by the way. But anyway, most subjects is just like, okay, for science, for example, you're basically taught what words to say where. You're not taught how to carry out an experiment, really. They just sort of they sort of tell you how to do it, and then just sort of go, well, just copy my method and then write it down, and the examiner will fucking like it. But basically what science teaches you is how to remember, like, you'd remember like a phrase like the line of action due to 8 falls outside the base. I haven't got a fucking clue what that means. I just remembered it from a GCSE. But yeah, that is all exams test. All right. If you think, Michael Gove, that I'm just gonna put a picture of Michael Gove right there. If you think, Michael Gove, that the only skill kids are gonna need in later life is to memorize fucking facts, you're a dumb bitch. All right. And I'm sorry, he's my least favourite politician, and I don't like most politicians. So I'm going to have a lot of nasty things to say to him. But what's even worse is they are reforming. He has started a reform of the education system. So now I believe kids start exams about age fucking 11. What the fuck? They've changed A's and shit to numbers, which, whatever, I don't really mind. It's the same thing, same issue, isn't it, really? But now they've got kids, I'm pretty sure, at my school that I left and they changed things, I'm pretty sure they've got the year 8s doing like mock bullshit, alright? I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. And that is disgusting, mate. And it's not just the fact that you're wasting hours of your life memorizing these facts and then forgetting them a week after the mock. The problem is, it's the mental sort of impact of this, right? Because kids are going to go home, all they'll be on their minds is like, oh, at age 11, one of the finest ages of your life, according to all adults, because school is fucking 10 times easier than it used to be, according to all adults. Incorrect fact, by the way. And yeah, so you've got these kids going home, they're reading the notes, they're memorising things, think shit is going in, and they're stressing about it. Stress! At age 11! You're not meant to be stressed until you're 22 and realise you fucked up your life, alright? Stress should be reserved for people with home issues, with family issues, not for people who can't remember how to do the harbour process. I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it was a topic that I was supposed to know for my GCSE. It's fucking ridiculous. You've got kids having panic attacks about exams, and the worst part is, the schools aren't just they aren't turning to Michael Go. Oh yeah, teachers are striking because they don't get paid enough. I don't know about that, so I can't really form an opinion. But the teachers are just, they're sitting there and they're going, right, this is what Michael Gove's told us. They're not arguing with it at all. They're just going, kids, it's okay to overstress. Aged 11. No, it's not. No, I'm sorry. That's not okay. You've got teachers telling kids it is healthy to have anxiety about exams. No, it's not. Don't be ridiculous, mate. Right, this is the clever part, right? What they're giving the message out to kids, right? They're saying, for the rest of their lives, it is okay to be regularly stressing about what's going on in their main sort of, not education, if they carry on for education for a long time, then yeah, but it's okay to have panic attacks about your daily job. That is not okay, and this is clever because it's telling the public, stay where you are, stay in the shitty jobs, stay in the ones we don't want to do, and don't say anything because it's healthy to be stressed about work. You want to be telling kids if they enjoy plumbing, they can go do plumbing and not be stressed about how to memorize the equation for creating calcium carbonate, alright? That's what you're telling kids. And then kids will grow up thinking that they've got this job, right, and they're stressing about it, and they've got so many drains to unplug the next day, and they don't enjoy their job, but because the government's been telling them since age like 10 that it's healthy and it's good for the rest of your life to be stressed. They're going, oh, well, that's the norm. That's the best it's going to get for me. I'm just going to stick to that. No! Jesus Christ. What GCSE should be about, alright? You've got... Science is a bad example because you sort of need to have the basis of, like bonding and shit. That's like the first topic you do in GCSE science, right? And GCSE chemistry. And that's good. You do need to memorize it. But at the end of the day, that's the basis for, like, all science. So, I agree with that. But then when it comes to things like memorizing the exact sentence, words not to use, right? They'd make you, like, every year, like, words such as, like, increase and decrease when you're looking at a graph, right? They would change what words you have to use there instead of, like, gain or, like, decrease, something like that. And they'd change them each year, so you get marks for one word and not for another. That's fucking ridiculous. Not only is it not useful in any walk of life, but it's just unnecessarily stressing kids out. If you know what they're on about, and they've got the general gist of the answer to the question, you give them the fucking mark. They don't need to write the exact key words that your pedantic arse needs to know. And if we look at other GCSEs such as history, I love history. I took it at A-level. It's a bit better at A-level. I'll talk about A-level in a minute there. But if you look at history, for example, kids spend time memorizing the advantages and disadvantages of cattle farming methods in the American West in the 1800s. I found American West interesting, but what's fucking ridiculous is that provides no basis for them to interpret history in the future. So what is it doing in the long term? Not very much. And I was watching Question Time the other day, and they very rarely talk about education, which is a bit of a pain because it is the most fucked part of our society. One of the audience members said, all school needs to do is prepare the kids for later life. If they're prepared for adulthood, then the school has done their job. I mostly agree with that. I think that's good. That is a good thing to say. But I think we should keep subjects like science and that, because I know for a fact a lot of kids are interested in that shit. So I don't know, I fucking hate it, but a lot of kids are interested in that. So keep that, but you're gonna have to add some sort of... I know nothing about tax, alright? I know nothing about well, I didn't know anything about politics before I joined into it, about voting and all that. I don't know anything about mortgages, really. I know vaguely what they are by asking on my own back, which obviously is a good thing, but this is shit you need to tell kids. We need to teach kids about what's legal and what's not. How you pay tax, what deals to look for in the supermarket, which airlines are cheapest for when you want to travel when you're older. what travel insurance is, what life insurance is, what phone calls to pick up, what spam emails to ignore. All these everyday things that we come across we don't come across the harbour fucking process in every day. Yeah, every kid, actually not every kid has to learn that, but like, for example, in P1, terminal velocity, right? Every kid has to know the physics of terminal velocity. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. 99% of the kids are taught it anyway. That is something that you are maybe once, twice in your life you're going to come across. Taxes and shit, that's shit that you're going to come across every fucking day. Like, it's so corrupt, it's ridiculous. So yeah, what I propose is I think the school itself should have a bit of discretion. That's how you can work out, like, which schools are better at teaching than that. But each school should have a compulsory education on tax and money and accountants and the law and EasyJet, and I'm just saying words now, but they need it. That's more. All of that was more useful combined than an entire, let's say, science GCSE to a kid who isn't interested in science. And that's pretty much what I've got to say about GCSEs. Now, I'm on A levels at the moment. I feel like the general gist is that people do their GCSEs, they whine about it all day on Twitter, and then they sort of forget about it when they go to college because college is a bit better, and they just think, well, I'm dealing with it now, I've moved on, and I'm not going to say anything. But I think it's important to talk about what's currently wrong, and the fact that it's moving in such a bad direction. Like, what they're doing to it, it's not getting better. It's not getting towards the direction that I want to see. Anyway, it's getting more towards the exam. From what I know, anyway, it's getting towards the learn these words for the exam, do the exam, forget them all, and you've just wasted 5 years of your life. Can't believe I just summed up school in 5 seconds, but I did. I think it's going in that direction, which is really sad, and it's really dumb. I think the education secretary at the moment is Liz Truss. I think she's a dumb bitch, obviously, because she hasn't sorted it the fuck out. And Michael Gove already knows a cunt. God knows what I'll do to criminal justice. I don't know as justice secretary. But enough about the politics. I was going to talk about A level. Now A level's a bit better because you sort of look in history. In history, and I'll start with history. We talk about like how to look at historical documents and shit. That's a basis somewhat for like interpreting shit when you're older, doing your own thing creatively with history. I know there's not that many jobs you can do with history, but it's I find it kind of fun. So, and yeah, I think the gist I get from it, because I only take 4 subjects, it's kind of difficult. But the gist I get from A levels as a whole, they're still exam based. I have, like 3 of my subjects, I think, out of 4 that I take. I think 3 are less exam based and less fact based, and more sort of like sense that you've gained over the year. That's what it should be, like a basis of sense for particular subjects that will provide you with the basis to do whatever you want after you leave education. That's what school should be. But I've got law, which is more of a learn everything and then spit it out in the exam sort of subject. But I suppose it's a bit different because if you're learning acts and assaults and stuff, that shit's, because you take an interest in it, that shit's more likely to stay. Yeah, that's a big difference. GCSE, probably half your subjects, it's completely different for everyone, but probably half your subjects you don't take an interest in. Whereas A level, you've chosen them, so they're more likely to stick. That's the way it works with me anyway. I couldn't remember, like I could be spat bars of chemistry at me for like 10 days straight, and I would not remember any of it. Whereas if you spat like a minute of I don't know, history at me, I'd remember it. Because the kid has decided what they're interested in. I just realised I haven't been in the centre of the camera for the whole video. But yeah, so it's a bit better in that sense, but it's not like they've sort of changed the layout of it. It's still on the basis of learn these facts, then forget them, and I'm trying to come up with solutions here, and I obviously can't because I'm not an expert. Well, people in the government call themselves experts at education, but they're clearly not because they're really fucking dumb. Yeah, I've done this in, like, I don't know how long it's been. 20 minutes, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've done this in 20 minutes and come up with a few suggestions for what I'd like to see. So God knows what the actual government would do if they even considered the mental health and the actual usefulness of the system we have in place right now, but it doesn't look like they are. So yeah, if you've agreed with this video, and if you fucking agree with me, said that twice, I don't know, emphasis. But yeah, get watching this video, get showing your mates, and hopefully we can get someone maybe in the cabinet. Have a look at it, think, you know what, this kid is onto something, alright? This kid knows that GCSEs aren't about pissing, memorising sentences for 24 hours and then forgetting them. So yeah, rant over. Sorry it's been a long time in this video and a long time since I did a last one, which was a Call of Duty video. I just make whatever I feel like, to be honest. I treat it more as a blog than an actual, like, channel that I'll upload to. But as long as I've got it out, because I spend hours just like planning out videos in my head before I actually write them. Just like they just brew away and then they finally come out like this. So yeah, drop a like if you agree. Let's get this shit like trending or something. Like, not because I want to be seen on the internet, but because we can get kids start thinking about, you know what the fuck is the point of these shit GCSEs that we're taking, and maybe we can do something, change some shit. I don't know, we can't, pretending, but still, drop a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out!